Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to
We
hit
are.
go live. Is it
Look at
working?
us. Look at us go.
Is it working? I'm on.
Uh-huh.
We are on locals today because I didn't screw up today.
She triple checked. Hello,
I
everybody. Good
triple checked.
morning. Triple checked. Okay, you
Mm-hmm,
guys.
mm-hmm.
Field of Greens. You need it in your life. And you should visit
Where's my
Fog
Field of Greens?
Chicks. Look at that. It's so yummy. I drink the yellow. It's like the yellowish green stuff. It tastes like sweet tea. You should visit
This is my favorite.
fogchicks.com and use code chicks to get 15% off your first order plus free rush shipping. You can do that now because you know you're about to get on like a track over the next couple of weeks. You're going to be eating like crap and drinking like crap and doing all the things like crap. And Field of Greens can save you and make you feel a lot healthier. And you can get on track. Do like a whole New Year. I know you guys do New Year's resolutions like I do, right?
I don't.
Mock doesn't, but I do. I've already written mine down. I already have mine in like a notebook. I bought myself a new notebook. I wrote all my resolutions for the year. You know how I do this, right? Got them all written out. I even use colored pens, made it all beautiful. This is what I do. I'm such a Virgo, you guys. Anyways, if you get a chance, also go to our website, chicksontheright.com. Check it out. We have lots of great content there. You should check it out every single day. Do it.
Yes, Marilyn Connolly, we are going to be angry this morning because of the Colorado thing, and we have got a lot of news about that.
We got bones to pick.
Ridiculous thing ever.
We're picking bones.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So many bones will be picked today. There's going to be a lot of bone picking. So we do appear to be on all the places today. I think everything is fine. Before we get to all of that, I got the weirdest email yesterday, and I don't know about you all, but does my mic sound weird? Oh my gosh, someone's saying that my mic sounds weird.
I think your sound is on the different thing again. You need to
Let me check it. You got to tell me this before the show.
Yeah, but you didn't sound that way before when we were doing pre-show. You sounded normal in pre-show. I don't know what goes on. Yeah, like when we transfer over to the real show.
It's this because like it's not picking this up.
It's really weird.
Usually this is green.
We're a professional.
How's that? Did that work?
No.
No.
It's bizarre.
Let me try unplugging it.
Because pre-show you sounded all clear and normal, and now Angela said you sound like Minnie Mock.
I don't want to sound like Minnie Mouse.
I cannot wait to talk about the whole Jeffrey Mockstein debacle. Yeah, it does sound like it sounds like you're in a closet. What did you do yesterday to switch it? What did you do?
I'll tell you what I did. I switched it to my microphone. However, my microphone is not showing up in the list of things I can choose.
Oh, really? So
that's a problem. Yeah.
Okay, well we may just have to go with it.
I hate that. I'm very sorry.
It sounds like you're talking in a cone.
I don't know why that's happening. I want to be able to choose a different microphone, but it's not letting me. And so I don't have it to choose. Normal, I might as well get rid of this because it's clearly not working. You know, now it's like off. Let's try one more thing. I'm sorry, you guys, that this is a thing.
It's fun watching mock.
I don't even know.
Which this is a great show, you guys. It's really entertaining. How are you guys doing today? Everybody okay?
I'm sorry. The sound is going to suck, and I'm very sorry for that. I might as well can you still hear me when I talk like this?
Yeah, MB57 said it's mock in a box.
I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know what is going on. I don't know. I can't choose my microphone. I'll have to sort that out after the show, and we'll get it sorted out before tomorrow. But anyway, back to this weird email I got. Do you guys remember Parler?
Yes.
Okay.
I do remember Parler.
Mm-hmm. Parler sent an email yesterday, which I got a copy of, that says, in a strategic move set to redefine the landscape of free speech platforms, Parler, the iconic platform launched in 2018, is preparing for a powerful resurgence under new ownership.
Okay. Who owns it?
Parler's coming back.
Didn't Kanye have something to do with Parler at one point?
Well, Candace Owens' husband, who was like the main dude at Parler, they were
Uh-huh.
trying to get Kanye to buy it. And that would have really screwed Kanye over. And I
That's
think
right.
Kanye was like, I'm not going to do that. And so that didn't happen. And now I don't even know who's buying it. It's I don't even know who's buying it. PDS Partners? I don't know. But somebody's buying it and it's coming back. And I just thought that was probably news of interest.
No. I'm sorry, I had to
What's
yell
happening?
at Theo. He's ripping his bandage off. Stop it.
We're so distracted today on
I'm sorry,
every
we
level.
are on every level. I'm so sorry. I've got a dog ripping his bandage off. I'm sorry. Maka's no sound. Hi, everybody. We're professional.
Hello.
Look at us. Next thing, there's going to be
We
a
are
kid that walks in
professionals.
here. I can't. I got
Oh my God, I'm so
husbands,
sorry,
kids.
everybody.
Sorry.
Oh no, Brian Brumley, thank you. Brian says, please pray for our friend Harley Cat. She lost her sister Faith last night.
Oh,
Why?
Harley Cat.
That's horrible. That is horrible. Oh my gosh. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. And thank you very much for letting us know. Send prayers for Harley Cat and her family for sure. There are, you know how Claudine Gay at Harvard was all plagiarizing, and so
Yes.
there were like, she's only done 10 professional level papers ever, which is super low number for Harvard, especially for a president of Harvard. Well, now there's like 40 new allegations, obviously from within these same papers, because she didn't write that many. And so there's more people other than Chris Rufo are uncovering this stuff, which is good because the pressure needs to stay on these ridiculous institutions of higher education because they all suck. I think that's all of the video news I have for everybody. So before we get to the videos and the big Colorado news, we have got to remind you, because we're running out of time now through December 22nd only, that's Friday. Okay. For every $5,000 that you spend with Birch Gold, they are going to send you a 1 ounce Silver Eagle coin for free. So if you have been thinking about converting an existing IRA or old 401k that you've got sitting around, if you've been thinking about converting all or just part of that into precious metals, do it before Friday, because then you get something out of it, like really, really a really good thing out of it. So for every 5,000, you get a free 1 ounce Silver Eagle coin. You can sign up to get free information about this by texting chicks, the word chicks, to 989898. That'll claim your eligibility for that coin and also get you the free information kit to tell you all about why investing in precious metals is a really good thing to do, especially right now when the world is so borked. So text the word chicks to 989898. Okay.
It just made me realize that when you just said this week is December 22nd, like, holy cow, you guys.
I
We're at
know.
the end of the year. Like, this is so freaky. This year has flown.
Yeah. Yeah. It's flown.
Yes.
It's flying.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys somehow missed it, the Colorado Supreme Court decided in their infinite wisdom that they were going to remove Trump from the ballot for the 2024 election because they say they've got some like old state law that says if you participate in an insurrection, then you're disqualified from running for president or appearing on the ballot. It is utter nonsense. Okay. He has never been convicted of causing an insurrection or being a part of an insurrection. So the fact that a state is just like willy-nilly going to say he's not allowed to be on the ballot, this is literally ensuring his victory.
Yeah.
Like, it's ensuring it.
Totally.
This is amazing.
I 100% agree. Like, it won't, I don't think it's going to stand. This is all insane. And then it's just going to rile people up, piss people off even more, and make him a martyr. This is good job. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. It's just utterly absurd.
It is
on every level. Mm-hmm. And so we've obviously got some analysis. And it's, it's absurd even to more reasonable Democrats who are like, this is crazy.
Right.
So, honey, can you do me a favor and see if my microphone is plugged in? It's not appearing. I'm sorry, you guys. Could you just see, because my microphone isn't working. Mm-hmm. Can you unplug it and replug it and just see if that helps? Sorry. Okay. So while he does that, I'm going to play videos first of Jonathan Turley. So Jonathan Turley, obviously phenomenal constitutional attorney. And so he weighs in on this decision. And it's just the worst thing ever. And I think he does a good job of explaining why.
This country needs some healing. And what the Colorado Supreme Court did is they basically took a blow at democracy in the name of democracy, as you mentioned. We've never needed the democratic process more. We need voters to be able to make a decision, because at some point we've got to come back together. And I'll note, there were 4 justices here that they finally found a majority to accept this dangerous theory. But there were 3 Democrats on the other side that refused to sign off. And some of those judges in other states that have rejected this theory, they're also Democrats. And they didn't do it because they had affinity for Donald Trump. They did it because they had affinity for the Constitution. And I'm hoping that we'll see that same profile of courage on the U.S. Supreme Court, because we need to speak as one voice right now and to say that what the Colorado Supreme Court did is wrong. This is not what we're about.
Yeah.
How do I sound?
You sound fantastic. Way to go, Mr. Mock. Way to go, Ron. Ron for the win. It's awesome. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, so 3 Democrats actually had some reverence for the Constitution. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at them go. Wow. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and all of these justices, by the way, just as a reminder, because there was some absolute grape on Twitter today ripping on Kayleigh for suggesting that these people were unelected. Of course they're unelected. These Supreme Court justices are in fact appointed, and they were all appointed by Democrat governors, every last one of them. So I couldn't even believe that when I saw it on Twitter. I was like, what? You are a clown. Whoever you are a complete clown. But it's not just Turley. It is also more reasonable people like on CNN, for example. The CNN political analyst was like, wait a minute, something seems fishy here.
If you're going to take a former president off the ballot in a major state, the case for that judicially has to be rock solid, right? And I think a lot of people are going to be looking at this and saying, this doesn't seem rock solid to me at all. This isn't as silver bullet of an argument to such a degree that you would basically subvert the election and take him off via judicial fiat. Like one question I have, and I put it to you as a legal expert, if it's so clear that there was sufficient evidence that he engaged in insurrection, why didn't Jack Smith pursue that?
It's a great question.
It's a fantastic question. It's a $1 million question. I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, this is just the most egregious ruling on this is the most election interference-y thing that has happened yet. You don't interfere more than this.
Yeah, and people with brains know it.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And a Democrat pollster, I think his last name is Schoen. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he appeared on Fox News, also very troubled by this decision.
Well, this is one Democrat who believes this is going to hurt Democrats and certainly hurt democracy. Donald Trump has not been convicted of anything, and to kick him off the ballot preemptively is, to me, anti-democratic and against the interests of the Democratic Party. Donald Trump has a lot of negatives, but to throw him off the ballot based on allegations which have not been fully vetted in a court of law with appeals is, to me, contrary to everything our country stands for. And I'm a Biden supporter. I would vote for Joe Biden tomorrow, but I would tell Joe Biden that he should press the Supreme Court to get Donald Trump back on the Colorado ballot, indeed on every ballot.
Yeah, but Democrats are for everything that they love this. They're for this. I mean, a lot of Democrats are for this because they don't care about what America stands for. You know what I mean? They don't care about that kind of stuff. Most of them don't care about the Constitution. Most of them don't care about the whole what America stands for notion. And so there are a lot of people are like, oh yeah, this is great. And they're salivating over this. They're frothing at the mouth over this.
That's madness, because these are the same people who are like, we have to vote for Biden to save our democracy. You are literally tearing it apart limb by limb.
Well,
and then trying to say that at the same time.
Let's get real though. So many of these people are giant raging hypocrites, Mock.
Yeah.
And they just don't want this.
without
They'll do
question.
anything to ruin him. And they love the two-tier justice system. They love this. They're loving this. Yeah.
It makes them look terrible, and it just strengthens Trump, especially in the eyes of people who are convinced, rightly, that he has been attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked most of the time without reason at all. And so this is just, I think this makes him even more of a martyr, and I think it strengthens his position in the election, and I think it's going to be overturned, and it's going to make Democrats look awful. And so I guess, good job, Democrats.
Yeah. I mean, it just shows how vindictive they are and how they really don't care about democracy and they don't care about this country. And so much of the way that they view policy, I guess if you want to call it policy, it's just all fueled by hate. It's fueled by emotion. They're the party of emotion. We're the party of actual we're the party of actual policy. So pick one. We are America first. They are themselves first. My feels. They're all about the feels. And so who do you want to align with? Toddlers or adults? Pick one.
Exactly. Well, and if you're interested, this is the top of Daily Mail today. They've pictured the entire Colorado Supreme Court, and they made note that these are Ivy Leaguers, a gay icon, and a jazz musician. As if that has anything to do with anything. But I thought it was just hilarious that this Daily Mail is so weird with their headlines.
They really are. I know.
So I thought this was super interesting. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy came out immediately in just absolute shock over this and anger. And he has a plan. He also is going to preemptively remove himself from the Colorado ballot, which I don't even know if that's a thing, but he wants to make himself part of the story. And so not only is he saying he's going to do that, but he's demanding that every other person in the race do the same.
That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic.
This is interesting. It's an interesting tactic that he's doing here. Now, I don't think the other ones are going to actually do that. But man, Trump just fell in love with him even more, didn't he?
Right? I mean, he is the Trump whisperer, I guess.
Yeah, he is.
Because Trump is certainly in attack mode against everybody else except Vivek, for sure. And in fact, listen, I will never, ever, ever, because I know people get so mad when I criticize Trump. I will never, ever blame him for the things that are happening to him like this. This is just beyond. I'm so angry for him about this whole Colorado thing. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he deserves every defense in the world.
And everybody knows it's ridiculous. I mean, people with actual brains know that it's ridiculous. Yeah.
But I will blame him for things that he does. And one of the things that he did yesterday, inexplicably, is attack Chip Roy, one of the most conservative people in Congress, somebody who has voted with Joe Biden 0% of the time. He couldn't be more conservative. And I don't understand. I want all the supporters of Trump in here to explain to me why Trump would tweet this. You can read it for people who may be listening and not watching.
Yeah. Has any smart and energetic Republican in the great state of Texas decided to run in the primary against Rhino Congressman Chip Roy? For the love of God. For the right person, he is very beatable. If interested, let me know. Seriously, you guys, Chip Roy.
Chip Roy is a supporter of DeSantis. That's apparently the only thing that makes him a rhino, which is I'm so sick of that term.
I am
to
too.
describe anybody, any conservative that someone doesn't like.
Right.
Shut up.
I know. It's because I got to tell you, Chip Roy is not a rhino. He's not.
Oh my God.
He's just not. He's not a Republican in name only. He's not.
Ridiculous.
He is an actual conservative. And so, it's such bull crap. This is bull. Yeah. He is such a great He's a great guy to represent the state of Texas. I live here. And believe me, there are other people that represent the state of Texas who are worthless. And he is not one of those people. He's a good guy. And I just can we just not? I mean, there are other people that he could be going after instead of Chip Roy.
This is the stuff that makes me absolutely insane.
Yeah,
and I don't care
too.
if Donald Trump can be mad at Chip Roy for who he supports. He cannot call him a rhino and be expected to be taken seriously. That's just utterly absurd. Thomas Massey also tweeted out in support of Chip Roy saying, I stand with Chip Roy. He fights for what he believes. He's one of the most conservative members of Congress. I can tell you with certainty that this short-sighted effort to intimidate Chip will not work. And he's absolutely right about that. This headline just shows the 2022 vote. Roy scores a perfect 0 on Biden's support. So don't call him a rhino. Just utterly ridiculous.
It's not even not supporting Biden, but doing good things for Texas and fighting for Texans.
Right.
And Americans.
And by the way, Trump is also suggesting that someone primary him is ridiculous also because it's too late. Like the ballot's already closed. He can't even do that. So for Trump to even tweet that was a complete ridiculous thing. And Chip Roy had some things to say.
Like it's just more of the same out of the Trump camp. I mean, there's a reason that the president has been hiding in his basement alongside Joe Biden is that he doesn't want to take Governor DeSantis head on. Because he knows Governor DeSantis would clean his clock. I mean, maybe he would debate little old me if he thinks I'm so, easy to discard. I'd love to go down the list of his record and go say, hey, are you going to bring in your next 4 years the same kind of missteps that you brought when you came into the White House and you saddled up with Paul Ryan to not repeal Obamacare, not replace it with a strong market-based healthcare approach, not deal with the border so that we got actual reforms to block the ability of the current administration to do what they're doing with wide open borders, not bow down to the altar of Fauci and allow tyranny to take over our entire system and shut down our economy, not then give him a medal, continue to go down the list of the things that are frustrating. Again,
Yeah. I mean, it's just pick your battles, man. And I go back to the whole, like the Liz Cheneys of the world who want to completely destroy our party. This kind of shit destroys our party. Like, stop. This is not unifying. This is not good. You don't go after a Chip Roy. Like, pick your battles.
I mean, what in the world? Not everybody, Trump, is going to support you right now. First of all, because you're not participating in the primary.
Right.
And that's another thing that Chip Roy has a serious problem with. There's a turn of phrase that he uses in this next clip where he's talking about that we're a party of principles and not princes, I think is the way that he says it, which is exactly right. Here
polls are supposed to reflect public opinion, not shape it. That's the reality. And what's going to decide this election are the people on the ground, not polls. The people in Iowa. That's the beauty of our process, right? We're for principles, not princes. We don't coronate anybody. We don't let polls decide. It's the American people through this process and the people of Iowa who take it very seriously. It's awesome. It's a great experience. My kids are out here. They said, Dad, this is kind of like a congressional race. In other words, they thought it would be bigger, and they're like, no, you're out shaking hands, meeting with people. The governor's been to 99 counties. He's absolutely killing it, outworking everybody, being out here in Iowa. And that's the process that will actually, I think, send the right candidate to be the Republican nominee, and that's Governor DeSantis.
DeSantis looks absolutely asleep.
Yeah, he's totally falling asleep. He's just like, I'm over this shit. I can't deal. Yeah. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the whole, I have to beat up on Chip Roy thing. I just don't. Do that. Just don't. Choose your battles, just choose the battles. Not a good one.
Who's here?
That's Astrid.
Why is she here already?
My door is open. So she's so much distraction today, you guys. I'm sorry. There's just
we've been distracted from the word go.
Well, Theo's out, and Coda's in a cage. Theo's out, and Astrid is out because my daughter is in 2 days this week, and so they are gone, and she's gone at a practice, and so I have got all 3 dogs here. There was a flap for you guys early. There's a flap early.
Oh, she did another one just while you were talking. That was like an epic flap.
Look at her butt up in the air. She wants everybody to see her butt. I'm going to go dig to China. I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry about all the distractions. She heard that Chip Roy was getting beat up on. She's like, what? Chip Roy? I'm going to come. I got to
save the day.
Add some levity to the discussion here. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Astrid
all right.
says hello. Mm-hmm.
You've probably heard the news. I don't know what to feel about the news with Jeff Epstein. So the headline was,
you don't know how to feel about it?
And I'll tell you why. But the big headline yesterday was that a judge has ordered the unsealing of like 177 names of associates, victims, and et cetera, people who were involved with Jeff Epstein. So, you see that headline and you're like, yay.
That's
like,
exactly what I
great.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. Except when you start reading the details. And so if you read the details, I'm going to read 2 sentences out of the story. And I don't know if I'm just misinterpreting them, if I'm not understanding this correctly. So you guys help me out. But one of the sentences says, in her ruling, Judge Preska gave 14 days for any John or Jane Does who object to their documents being made public to object, after which they would be unsealed. Now, to me, that reads like, if you object, we're not going to unseal it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is,
am I reading that wrong?
No, I mean, that's kind of how I read it too. But that doesn't make any sense. So that
it doesn't make any sense to me either. But then
how can you object to that? I don't like if she's saying we're going to release it and then you say, no, I don't want you to. What?
Right.
The whole point is to release the names. So that's, yeah.
Exactly. So that's just the first sentence that I was like, wait a minute, what? So then the next sentence that I was troubled by, where is it? Okay. It says the batch of 177 John or Jane Does is the final group and includes many who were notified by the court but did not object to documents with their name on them being made public, which seems to me to say these are a whole bunch of people who have already said, sure, it's fine for you to release my name.
And why would they do that? Why would they be okay with that?
Because maybe they're not important. They're not like, they're just like randos that nobody's going to care about. Like both of those sentences to me, like were such bring downs from the main headline that I don't know how to feel.
Even if you're a nobody, you're going to have a job, you're going to have a family, you're some semblance of importance because you're a human being walking around this planet that is going to be affected by the fact that you're on that list. So,
but what if it's just the victims and like people related to the victims and maybe housekeepers or workers? Maybe those names are being unsealed and it's not really going to be, maybe the people who do object we're just not going to see them. And so I don't know what to make of it. My only reason in saying that is because I read it and I was very confused. And so if you guys think this is great news still, no matter what, that's great. Those 2 sentences were like, what to me?
If they don't give us names that are high profile names, then it's just more lies. Because we know that there are high profile people that were doing bad things. We know it. We all know it.
Are these the names? Because are these the names? Because the other thing is that it makes it sound like these are going to be documents. It says some of these Jane and John Does are identified in the ruling through links to interviews that they've given to the media, which the judge cited as a reason why they shouldn't stay private, because these people have already been talking. And so to me, it's like, is this the same list of people that are on the flight logs? Because that to me is the more interesting list than some of these. I don't even know what these depositions are, these documents are, what they're related to. And Representative Tim Burchett, is that right? Tim Burchett, yeah, was talking about how there's a lot of movement in Congress to block the flight logs from getting out.
Of course there is, yeah.
And the reason, he says, is because there's a whole bunch of people that are compromised.
Many of my colleagues, I'm afraid, are compromised in this area for whatever reason. Somebody's whispered in their ear, said, hey, you don't want something to come out on something else, you better keep your mouth shut on this. And that's exactly what they've done. And it continues to go, whether it's the honeypot that the Russians used to use or something worse. I don't know. But it's clearly, you see that up and down the line. You see good conservatives vote for liberal policies. And
what? Did you hear that last part?
Good conservatives vote for liberal policies.
Because they're trying to protect themselves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's all dirty. They're all disgusting, filthy, nasty people. Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
These are the people that we talk about all the time that get in there and then you just don't recognize them anymore because they all do shady crap and then they have to cover their asses. Yeah. I want to know who these people are, and then I want to have them rooted out. It's like, give us the list. Show yourselves, because I feel like that's the karma, right? That's the karma that we all deserve to see on full display. I want to know who these people are. We've seen the flight logs. So, I mean, seriously, the flight logs have been out there. We know who some of these people are, some of them.
Right.
I mean, now it's like, I just want to know, okay, what were you doing there? I mean, we can all surmise what some of them were doing there, but I want them to be held accountable. Because the victims,
I'm not feeling very good about it.
I mean, we've seen the victims, right? We've seen some of the victims, and then Ghislaine is rotten in jail. But it's like, where are all the people? Where are the people that were on who are the clients? Who are the clients? I mean, there's a huge client list, right? Who are they?
I don't know. I was so excited when I first saw the headline, and then I was like, wah, 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 when I read the article.
Well, it's time that these people are held accountable, because I mean, think of the young women that were just abused by these people.
And the woman that you, if you're watching, if you see the woman pictured on your screen right now, is the judge, federal district judge Loretta Preska, who has ruled to unseal these documents that name 177 people who were involved. And in what way they were involved, I have no idea. And whether we'll see all 177 names, I also have no idea, because I don't understand this whole process of objecting to it and whether that has teeth or not. But anyway, I'm hoping that, maybe as a woman, she has that same sense of wanting justice for other women. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And let's hope she doesn't. She does need to be protected at all costs, because God knows we don't want her to be Hillaried.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, moving on to other election sorts of stories. Nikki Haley did an interview just recently where she was asked a couple of interesting questions. The first about whether or not she would consider being Trump's VP, because as you know, DeSantis has come out very, very strongly to say absolutely not. Even if he asked, I would never. And Nikki's not exactly saying that. So she's kind of sticking to her talking points about how I'm in this to win this, right? And so here she is.
About you as vice president. And I know what you're going to say. I don't play for second. I got it. I've seen the line, and it's authentic. I get it. But Ron DeSantis has ruled it out. Says, no way, I'm not going to do it. Okay, are you going to rule it out?
I don't play for second.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's offensive when anybody says that, she wants to be vice president. You don't do something like this to be vice president. You don't sacrifice emotionally, mentally, physically, with your family, everything to come in for second. That's not me. I've never done second a day in my life. I'm not going to start now. I'm doing this because we have a country to save. Everybody knows that our country is in disarray and the world is on fire. And I don't trust anybody else to fix it. And I'm determined to get that done. And we're going to get it done. And the people want us to get that done. You can feel it. And that's why you're seeing us move in the polls, is because they're tired. With me, there's no drama. There are no vendettas. There's no whining. It's just work. It's what I've always done is work.
But you're not going to rule it out because you're not going to rule it out.
It's not even a conversation. And it doesn't matter what candidate wants me to answer it. I don't play for second. I don't know what more I can say than to get them to understand that.
Was that a yes or no? I can't tell.
I don't know what more she can say, Daisy.
You guys, I can't. I swear. This is when I can't deal with politicians. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't know. Somebody's going to have to tell me and translate. Was that a yes or a no? Was she gonna?
I feel like that was I'm not gonna tell you exactly.
Okay, because that was a yes/no question, and I needed to hear a yes or a no.
Just don't hold your breath for that.
Anybody know? Anybody know what the answer to that was? Because I didn't.
Someone said she was being perfectly clear.
She wasn't being perfectly clear. A Stab One says it sounds like a no to me. Okay, I heard that was offensive. That was offensive, but I did not hear a yes or a no. So
yeah,
Astrid, I cannot pet you right now, darling. You've got to sit down. She wants love, and I know.
All the love.
No, I can't give you love now. Mommy's working. Mommy's working.
Go find Daddy.
Go get him.
Daddy's not
She can't hear me.
here. Daddy's not here. No other humans are in
Oh,
this
no
house.
other
That's why
humans
she's
there.
like,
Oh
I
my
need
gosh.
love right now. I'm sorry, you guys.
Okay, now on a positive note about Nikki, she did answer this question surprisingly well about what should be done with the Gazan refugees and should they be coming over to the United States. Here she is on that.
As for refugees from Gaza, she says, no way. What's America's role in this? I mean, Egypt doesn't want to take them. Jordan doesn't want to take them. And what do you think about America?
Isn't that very telling that they don't want to take them?
Absolutely. So I'm assuming the position, therefore, is America should not take them either.
Absolutely not. They should go to Hamas-loving countries. Iraq, Qatar, Turkey. Those 3 countries, they can go to that. It is not Israel's problem. It's not America's problem. If those countries like Qatar and Turkey and Iran feel so deeply for the people of Gaza, they should take them.
And
she's absolutely right about that. 150% correct.
Yep.
Egypt's like, hell to the nah. They don't
They
wanna.
are not, they're like building wall upon fence upon wall upon fence. Like
It's
they
like-
are doing.
It's
Oh
like
my God.
they're trying to get in. It's like that World War Z scene where they're like climbing the walls. They're trying to get in, and they're like, nope,
Nope. Not happening.
you can't get in. I wish we could be like that with our illegals. You know?
Yeah. It'd be
If that's
great if we
mean-
actually acted like Egypt when it
Right.
comes to border control.
Yeah, if you guys think that's mean, I don't care. Suck it. I don't care. We could be more like that because, Egypt apparently they're like xenophobic and Hamasophobic. I
Super
don't know.
racist.
They're
They must be like,
right.
yeah, they're
Palestinianophobic. I don't know what you call them, but they're definitely phobic of something. Yeah. But
Now I guess Nikki is surging in polls enough so that Trump is paying attention because he's now decided to run a negative campaign ad against her. And so Chris Sununu was on one of the shows, he's supporting her, and they showed him the ad and asked him to respond. It turns out Trump isn't altogether truthful in the ad, which shouldn't be a surprise. Like no campaign ads are truthful ever, no matter who's putting them out there. But it is interesting to note that Trump is attacking her, like spending money to attack her. And you wouldn't do that if you didn't sense at least a tiny bit of a threat, right? Why would you waste money?
Yeah, I totally agree.
He is. And here you'll see the ad within this news clip.
The super PAC supporting Donald Trump is out with its very first ad against Nikki Haley, running in New Hampshire. It accuses her of flip-flopping on the issue of raising her state's gas tax as governor. Take a listen.
Nikki Haley promised.
I will not now, not ever, support raising the gas tax.
Really? Not now? Not ever? Just 24 months later, high tax Haley flipped.
Let's increase the gas tax by 10 cents.
That's right. High tax Haley broke her promise.
Let's increase the gas tax.
Repeatedly backing higher taxes hurts families. New Hampshire can't afford Nikki high tax Haley.
Now, we should note, obviously, the context. Governor Haley did say she would only raise the gas tax if it was offset by other tax hikes. So that's the context.
That's right.
But the ad, TV ads, political ads are not known for their nuance and context. If Trump voters are listening and believing these comments, how do you campaign against that?
You don't worry about it. He's scared. That's actually the best part about this ad, is that clearly Trump is scared. Clearly he knows momentum's on her side. She has a ground game that he doesn't have. The door knockers, the folks on the phone, the connection, she's answering questions, doing things that Trump is not and will not do over the next 4 or 5 weeks. So, yeah, when he starts spending money on attacking someone directly, he's very nervous about losing.
I mean, that might be a little stretch, but
it is a little bit of a stretch. I'm actually surprised that she's the one that's surging.
Maybe is it just there though, or is it? I think it might just be there. I'm not sure if it's everywhere or just there. It could be everywhere. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to polls because I just don't believe them.
Right, I don't believe them either. But she is the one that's going up, like just point wise. That you've been if you listen to any of those polls, or if you just listen to the news reports or whatever, people are saying that she's the one who's surging, and that DeSantis is the one that's losing right now. If take Trump out of the equation, I just find I'm a little surprised by that. I'm just surprised. I figured if anybody was going to surge, it would have been like a it would have been a DeSantis or a Vivek. I'm sorry. And the reason being is because I think most conservatives out there are looking for somebody who is not so establishmenty.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am a little taken aback by that. I
don't know the details of the polls, but are they only Republican polls or are they also Democrat poll? Like, are Democrat people included in those poll numbers? Because I do think there are some Democrats that like her a lot, which also doesn't speak well of her conservatively.
I think a lot of Democrats like her. Yeah. As evidenced by the talking heads at like MSNBC and CNN and CBS and all this. They talk about her in a very positive way. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
it is very, very weird.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the aisle, Biden and this whole money, crime, Hunter mess that entire family finds themselves in, the House Oversight Committee tweeted out a picture of all of the shell companies that the Bidens began. And this was when, most of which were created when Joe Biden was VP. So if you even just look at the names of these shell companies, they're all variations of each other. And somebody with in higher up business world needs to tell me in a way that makes sense why this would be happening, if not to hide their activities, because I don't get it.
And what do they do? What do these companies do? What do they produce? What do they create? What sort of service do they offer? What is it that they do?
What is it that you say you do here?
Right, exactly. What is it that you say you do here? Because when you look at the Trump companies, right? When you look at Trump's actual businesses, he's a real estate guy. And he has, his companies provide, you can see they're tangible. You can see the tangible services that they provide. You can say,
you can stay at them.
Right. I stayed in his, Mock and I stayed in his hotel in Las Vegas and it was awesome. We loved it. It was a fantastic hotel. You can say this is what they do. This is what they provide. What the hell are these?
They're nothing. They're acceptors of foreign money. That's what they are.
There is no widget to point to.
No, there's definitely no widget.
And so this is the thing. This is such a freaking scam. And if you ask any Democrat to tell you what are these things, look how many of them that there are, you guys.
Yeah. And they're all, there's Rosemont Seneca Thornton, and then there's Rosemont Seneca Technology, and then there's RSP Investments, RSP Holdings.
Oh my God.
Rosemont Seneca Principal Investments, Rosemont Realty. It's all bullshit. These are all ways to hide money. And I don't know how any Democrat can look at this and think anything else.
Right.
And be honest with themselves.
Well, a lot of them do because they've never actually owned businesses. They don't know how any of this works, This is unbelievable. This is an absolute crock is what it is. What a complete and total scam. What a grift.
And we remember, was it last week or the week before when Hunter just decided, I'm not going to show up under the subpoena that I've been ordered to show up under. I'm just going to go out and hold my own little presser.
Yeah.
And KJP was asked about that a lot. She was covering for Biden because he was, of course, aware that had happened. And so there were a lot of questions about that. There's also questions about how our taxpayer money is being used to cart Hunter around. So they noticed that when the helicopter Marine Force One landed yesterday, that not only did Biden get out of it, but Hunter did too. And there were some questions about that, and rightly so.
We were all just watching the first family's return from Delaware on Marine One, and my colleague Peter Ducey noticed someone hop off the chopper who was not on the passenger list the White House gave us. Hunter Biden. So Hunter is apparently here at the White House after defying a congressional subpoena while being indicted and facing a maximum of 17 years behind bars on the financial crimes, plus another 25 on the gun charges that he is facing, John.
And he's supposed to be on the list because you're supposed to have a list of actual people that are, on the little plane with you. Yeah. And it's not like aiding and abetting, isn't that? I
feel like it seems shady in every possible way.
Maybe just a smidge. Yeah.
So KJP was asked about this by two different people. The first was, to your point, asking about like, hey, aren't you supposed to provide a list of everybody that's a passenger on these
Right.
aircraft? And like, doesn't that include family? The redirecting and the excuse making here is on a whole other level, but it basically amounts to, I love my brother and I love my family.
I love my family.
Here is her first attempt at making this make sense.
I noticed today when the president arrived on Marine One that Hunter Biden and his son Beau were also on the helicopter with them. The White House provides to the public a list of staffers who travel with the president. Why don't they provide a list of the family members that travel with the president on these government-funded?
I have to double check to see if
Constipated.
that is indeed correct, because I did ask about that. So let me just double check. Look, I'll say this more broadly. Obviously, you've seen the president with his family these past couple of days, and I think you know why. They were observing a very somber anniversary for them,
right.
and so I'm not going to add anything more to that. But this was obviously a somber moment in the family, and so they were certainly together to acknowledge
Spit it out.
and take part in that anniversary. So we just want to be really sensitive to that and make that very, very clear.
We should be sensitive, you guys.
And
make it
don't
clear.
have anything to add about the family. Obviously,
be
the
clear.
president is very close to his family as it relates
shut
to the
up.
holidays. He spends
can't.
obviously every holiday
can't.
with his family, mostly every holiday with his family. I just don't have a list of names to share with you at this time.
Okay,
Does
so
not
what,
answer the question.
is she talking about the anniversary of Beau's death?
Of his first wife and daughter's death.
Okay, because I can't keep track. He uses the deaths of other family members more than Obama used race.
Yeah.
He uses
It's
that.
constant.
It's like, if it's not like the death of his ex-wife, it's the death of Beau. He uses that. He uses them. It's gross, Mock.
Well, and that she's using it as an excuse for us to pay for Hunter to fly around everywhere on Marine Force One. That's not okay.
It's not okay. It's tacky. It's disgusting. These people are gross.
If you
So
thought that
gross.
was a non-answer, though, it gets even better when she is pressed further.
The reason I asked is just the legal trouble he's facing. If leaving him off the list would appear to sound like an effort to conceal him. And I guess the question that it begs is, why does the president think it's appropriate that taxpayer dollars should be used to fly him around when he's been indicted and justified a congressional subpoena?
So I would refer you to Hunter's personal representatives as it relates to any questions about the legal affairs.
Why?
But as you know, as it relates to the past couple of days, as I just stated to your colleague, is that the president and their family were obviously it was a somber anniversary that they were recognizing, and so you could imagine what that is like for them. And I'll say lastly, and I've said this many times before, the president and the first lady love their son very, very much. But as it relates to anything in regards to his legal affairs, I would have to certainly refer you to his representatives. I just don't have anything else to add on that.
You can't treat him like a normal citizen if he's being kept in the White House on our dime. You don't get to use that excuse, KJP. You don't get to do that because we're paying for him. And if he's all hiding him and shielding him and putting him in the White House where he can go get his cocaine and go do it in the Oval Office, you know, we're paying for that crap. You don't get to do that. You don't get to be like, well, I mean, he's just a citizen. He's just like everybody else. I'm going to refer you to his personal lawyers. Bullshit, because we're paying for those too. I mean, give me a break. Whatever. It's unbelievable.
She is just the most useless person
useless
on the planet.
Waste of space.
Wow. All right. I got to bring the house down with some border talk. because it is really, 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 really bad.
Mhm.
And not only does it affect us on a daily basis from a financial perspective, because we're all paying for these people to be carted all over the country for their housing, for their smartphones, for everything that has to do with their existence. We are on the hook for that, and that is infuriating enough as it is. But now, because you've seen the pictures from several weeks back where they're using trains that are transporting goods. They're hopping on top of the trains and just riding the trains in. And so now, because it's gotten so bad at the border, they decided in Texas it was so bad that they had to stop the trains from coming in because they were bringing in way too many that were just hangers on the trains. So they stopped that. And what that also does is it impacts the speed with which we are getting goods and products that we need. And so that's a whole other layer of total bullshit that we're having to put up with because of these freaking illegals. And so Bill Melugin, there's a couple clips of him talking about the surge that's happening at the border. The first relates to the commerce, and the second just relates to the sheer numbers, which are absolutely mind-boggling. Here's Bill.
On the railway bridge has been shut down into Eagle Pass, also in El Paso. CBP doing that to redeploy personnel to help Border Patrol with migrant processing, and Union Pacific is not happy about that decision. They tweeted in part, quote, Union Pacific urges the Eagle Pass and El Paso border crossings to be reopened immediately. Roughly 450,000 rail shipments move across these two gateways annually. It would take over 1 million trucks to move the same amount of goods. These locations represent 45% of cross-border Union Pacific business and include goods critical to the U.S. economy. So essentially, they are shutting down international commerce in these spots to help speed up migrant processing. We have it, and the numbers just keep getting worse. Those 12,600 encounters you mentioned, that is the highest single-day total ever recorded, beating the previous record just a couple of weeks ago. And Eagle Pass is just getting completely overrun. Take a look at this video. A contact on the ground there sent us last night. Thousands upon thousands of migrants camped out waiting to be processed by Border Patrol. I can tell you I've spent hundreds of days in Eagle Pass over the last couple of years. I've never seen the situation that bad there, and it is still going on this morning. Take a live look at our Fox News drone over Eagle Pass right now. You can see masses of migrants still camped out there waiting for Border Patrol to take custody.
It's an invasion. This is an absolute invasion. Yeah. And then KJP will have the audacity to.
Yes, let's listen to her, shall we? Because she is going to rip on the Texas law that Governor Abbott signed, which makes perfect sense, which just simply allows police to arrest and judges to deport these illegals who have no business being here. And she has the audacity, without any proof, to say this.
Question on the new immigration law in Texas. Does White House have any thoughts on that law? And there appears to be some litigation that's starting over the law as well.
Look, this is an extreme law that will not and does not make the communities in Texas safer. It just doesn't. And I think to add to that is that it is very much in line with what Republicans, many Republicans like to do or tend to do, which is demonize immigrants and also dehumanize immigrants. This is part of this.
Oh my God, this woman. Okay. And then she went on to say, this is not America. This is not our America. This is not who we are as a country. You know who we are as a country now? We are a drug-running, open borders, cartel-controlled country. That's who we are right now. That's what we are. And it's because of Biden. It's because of you hag. That's what we are. Because of Mayorkas. Because they've sold us out to the cartels. That's who we are now, you guys. Wake up. That's who we are, America, because this administration has made us that. We have no border. We have no sovereignty because of these people. They have made us that way. And it's by design. I swear to God, this woman, it's like, how dare she say that about Abbott? Listen, Abbott's
and to suggest that it's not going to make Texans safer, this law that will deport people who shouldn't be here won't make Texas safer? How?
She needs to get her ass. She needs to get her ass down here and spend some time down here and tell me that like San Antonio is safer now because of things that are going. My God, like my husband, every time he goes to a swim meet in San Antonio, he's afraid the car's going to get broken into because the last time we went, it was broken into. It's like every time we go, it gets less safe and less safe. I'm just talking about one city in particular, but every city here is becoming less safe because of these people. It's because of these people. And like, what's it going to take? Is it going to take somebody in her family to get raped or murdered for them to wake up? Because it's coming to a city near them. It's just that it hasn't maybe reached her family yet. And this is what pisses me off. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take politicians in DC to have somebody in their family murdered or raped. And that's not hyperbole. Like, I know people hate it. Like, if I say that, they're like, oh my God, Daisy, that's so mean. That's so mean. Well, tough. That's what it's going to take these people. It's for them to wake up and see that our country is literally changing because of that. They want this, but yet they want it what? So they can get votes. This is what they want. They want votes. And
they want votes. And they're amazingly, she has the audacity too to act offended when she's asked by another reporter why Biden isn't talking to Congress about this issue, why he is doing absolutely nothing with these ridiculous new numbers of immigrants that are coming, these illegals that are coming. She then has to act offended because they're saying you're not treating it as a priority. And if you say that, she always goes back to the same thing, which is Biden put forward a comprehensive plan on day one, which was untenable to basically every conservative with a thinking actual brain. And she knows that, but that's what she keeps falling back on. And so she just wants to pretend that the White House is deeply offended whenever you suggest that they're not treating this as a priority. Here she
part of this.
The criticism is less about the last 3 years and more about the last 2 months. Since that emergency supplemental was submitted, there was virtually no conversation between the White House and Congress about moving it, but more specifically about that aspect of it, the border security aspect, until word came about a week and a half ago now that the White House is willing to play ball on changes to asylum and other things.
Well, I'm not going to get to the specific of what's being discussed here. I'm just not going to negotiate from the podium, obviously. But I take offense, and I think the president does too, in saying that we haven't taken this seriously. When you put your first piece of legislation is on immigration to fix the broken system, that is taking it very seriously.
Really? Oh my God. You've never. She's never taken it seriously. I'm offended by this administration. I'm offended that they sold out this country. I'm offended by her hair. I'm offended by her. Seriously, I'm offended by so many of her outfits. I'm just offended. So many.
And you should be.
The John Deere one. I'm offended. I'm just offended. Seriously.
Well, and now, you know, we've already talked a lot in the last several weeks about Mayor Adams and how vocal he has been about how bad the situation is in New York City. It's also bad in Chicago, which also is a sanctuary city. And so now some of the citizens in Chicago are really pushing back against their idiotic mayor, who is just like KJP. He's misplacing the blame and trying to say, and you'll hear him in this clip, trying to blame Governor Abbott for the entire immigration issue. It's so absurd on its face. I don't even remember his name. What's his name? Do you remember his name?
Who? Which one? Who?
This clown that's on the screen right now, the Chicago mayor.
Oh God, I don't remember. I had it written down and I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me now.
You know what? I don't want to store brain space for him. Like he is not worthy of me remembering his name. That's how awful he is.
He's a total like neo-socialist. I know that.
He's absolutely awful. Here's what he says about Abbott.
It was not just how we respond in the city of Chicago. It's the fact that we have a governor, an elected official in the state of Texas that is placing families on buses without shoes, cold, wet, tired, hungry, afraid, traumatized. And then they come to the city of Chicago where we have homelessness. We have mental health clinics that have been shut down and closed. You have people who are seeking employment.
I can't.
The governor of Texas needs to take a look in the mirror of the chaos that he is causing for this country.
Oh, he's causing it.
This is not just a Chicago dynamic.
Why are they blaming
He is
Texas?
attacking our country.
why are these people continuing to blame Texas for this crap? I don't like it's unreal how we are the scapegoat.
Yeah.
When we're not doing this. It's not. It's a federal problem. It's Joe Biden's problem. And they refuse to point fingers at him. And furthermore, are we supposed to give these kids shoes now? Like,
how is it our fault that they're tired and hungry and traumatized? Freaking don't come here then.
And how is it our fault that they have no shoes on their feet? Like, seriously, we're supposed to, at the border, give them shoes now too? Like, in addition to everything else? Like, he's so mad that they don't have shoes on and they get on the buses without shoes. We're supposed to give them like Air Jordans when they get into the country now too? Like,
honestly
with
surprised that
else?
we're not. I'm totally surprised that we're not.
Seriously, we give them phones, we give them healthcare, we give them education, and we're supposed to give them Air Jordans now too, you guys. Like, it's so stupid. Like, everything is Texas.
Somebody said, I love that. I missed it. It's going too fast, but somebody said, I want to be able to write these people off on my taxes.
Like, what is it? We should be able to. We should be able to. Somebody said, don't forget tablets. Like, what? I cannot. With like, this guy is so mad at Texas, and we're living in Absurdville. Like,
it gets even more absurd because a congressional representative from Texas is also super pissed off at Governor Abbott. She's from Texas, this Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, she's
moron,
in Dallas. Yeah, this
and
chick.
she is accusing him of wanting to kill the migrants.
I can't.
This is the new accusation. You're going to hear it straight from the horse's.
I'm very concerned because the Republicans have never gotten immigration right. That's just the fact of it. There's not very much that the Republicans get right in general. And so to basically say that issues of national security as it relates to how we're going to take care of our allies should be tied to this mangled immigration process is absolutely insane. I mean, when you look at somebody like Greg Abbott, my governor, and his solution is to basically say, hey, we're going to kill people that are trying to come in.
What?
Like, that's not a solution. Like, the Republicans don't have the solutions. They want to continue to defund the aid that is going, not the aid, but they're continuing to defund border security. Well, I mean, who's going to sign up for this job and you're not paying worth anything?
Okay, so
He's trying
this
to kill
chick,
them all. That's what he
this
wants.
chick lives in I think she's in South Dallas. And I mean, listen, she's a terrible representation of Texas. She really is.
Clearly.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. And she spends a lot of time talking on that. What is that, Charlemagne show?
Mm-hmm.
She's
the
like
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, she's like really good friends with them. And I don't know how some of these people get elected. I just don't. Because she has no idea what's going on the border. I guarantee you that chick's never spent time at the border.
No, there's no way.
There's no way, because if she did, she would not be talking like this. She just wouldn't. And honestly, if she probably is some swank area in Dallas where I'm sorry, but Dallas doesn't have to deal with it the way like El Paso does, or some of these like border towns. She doesn't have a clear understanding of what's going on. Plus, you can tell she has a very misguided notion of what Republicans think. And Greg Abbott does not want to kill migrants.
No, he doesn't. Oh my God.
And they're not migrants.
That she even said that is so insane.
Right. And they're not migrants. They're illegal immigrants.
They are illegals.
They're illegals. They're coming here illegally. Yeah.
Invading us illegally. Michelle Boyd, thank you. Michelle says, hello, ladies. I flew to Oklahoma for Christmas, and walking through the airport in Denver, it was full of illegals flying free. Yeah, we saw that yesterday with Ashley St. Clair's post. I mean, there's a whole bunch of videos going out and demanding answers from the airlines.
And where are they sending them? Because that one guy that we just saw before her, he's in Chicago. It's a sanctuary city. He should be delighted that they're coming to see him, because get your sanctuary on, dude. You know, like wave your sanctuary flag and get it on. Have them come see you, because you should be delighted that these people are coming to see you, because isn't that what you're all about, is sanctuarying?
Well, you know as well as anyone, and I saw that you put this clip in the queue. We've played this before, but there's the people that are pro come on in. The ones that are like, come on in, are such hypocrites when they're actually faced with the consequences of their own choices, as you will see in this little clip.
Not paying worth anything.
You just think that anyone can come to the U.S.
Absolutely. If you go to New York, go to the Statue of Liberty, what's it say?
All is welcome.
I don't think it says that, but
No.
dude, this is great because I just happened to pick up 3 guys from Honduras. Well, they were at Home Depot. They're from Honduras and they have nowhere to go. So this just works out perfect. Look, Hector takes medication twice a day, and right now they got to use the bathroom. All 3 of them. But
Gracias.
is it cool if they stay here?
No.
Why not?
They're not allowed to stay here.
What do you mean?
I don't know them. Who are they?
All right, so they can't stay here then? It's cool if they come to the country, just not your house?
No, come on, bro.
I mean, come on. What's wrong with you?
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Sorry, man.
What's wrong with you?
Hypocrite.
Yeah. Hector has to take a crap. Why can't he come in your Why can't he come in your house? Come on. What's wrong with you, liberal?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Aaron Powers, thank you. Aaron says the Biden administration is facilitating an invasion of our country. This is the definition of treason. You are absolutely, positively right.
Total invasion. And they're not protecting. The number one responsibility of the federal government is to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
That's their number one responsibility. They're not doing
Massive
that,
fail.
you guys. They
Massive
have failed
fail.
us. The Biden administration has failed us in a colossal way. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Renee Nadeau, for the super sticker. So appreciate that. Vivek had a really great moment, and I saw this clip after the fact, obviously, but he had a great moment at that Turning Point USA thingamajiggy, the conference thingy, where he talked about
18 times a year.
Oh my God,
by the way.
they're constant.
I know. It's like they're all the time.
So much money. They are loaded.
I know.
They just have piles and piles of money. So Vivek did a great little bit, and it's short but sweet and perfect. The way that he described how elections need to work. I can't disagree with a single solitary one of these points, and I don't know how anybody can. Here he is.
What does it mean to be American? It means we have elections we can trust and believe in. Single day voting on election day as a national holiday with paper ballots, government issued ID to match the voter file, and English as the sole language that appears on a ballot in this country. That is not controversial. That is common sense.
Yep.
That is what it means to be a citizen of this nation.
All of it.
Perfect.
Every bit of it. Every single bit of that. I agree with 150%.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll never happen, but I love
it. It will never happen.
I loved every
You
bit
go,
of it.
Vivek.
I know. I was like, yes. It was fantastic. Why can't we do that?
I don't know.
Why is it so like out of reach for us? Because it is. It's so quintessentially American. Why?
Yeah.
Why is that so bad? And why is it so bad to speak English? Why? Why is everything
You are so racist.
You are so racist. I've been told that. I've been told that many times. It's so stupid. God.
But I mean, it really is just that simple. Like that's how you literally fix the election system overnight. It can be done overnight.
Yeah.
That's how it fixes.
It can be done, but we won't do it.
We won't do it. And we probably will reelect Joe Biden, despite the fact that everyone hates him and that everyone thinks the country is awful and no one has any optimism. Here are the latest stats on optimism.
Those who are optimistic now and for the future, just 15% now. And for the year, now, by the way, this is up a little bit on the quarter, but this is the year for the average. 66% being pessimistic now and for the future is a record high in the 17 years we've been doing this. So we've never found people more depressed.
Right.
That's great. We're all depressed. That's great. Well, that's great. Biden should be proud. I mean, his legacy is going to be destruction and depression. So I hope Dems are happy. And they're happy that we don't have mean tweets anymore. Yay!
Congrats. Congrats on that. Mm-hmm. And if you've been wondering, and I know you haven't, but just in case anybody out there has been wondering, what's Kamala been up to these days?
So been wondering. Mm-hmm.
Well, she's about to go on tour, and she's doing a tour. She's doing a Let's Kill Babies tour. Yay!
Kill Baby Palooza. Is that what she's doing?
Yes, she's on a Kill Baby Palooza. I'm not sure. I think she says in this clip when that begins.
Hey, everyone. So I have some news. We're heading back out on the road. This time, we are going to start our Fight for Our Reproductive Freedoms tour.
Oh, my
We're going
God.
to start in Wisconsin. We're going to be organizing, we're going to be gathering, we're going to be building coalition and community to fight for reproductive freedom. There is a full-on attack in our country against the ability of people to just make decisions about their own body and their life. So join me. I will see you soon, and take care.
Shouldn't she be doing a close the damn border tour? Because she is the border czar. Wasn't she the border czar at one time?
She was just going to look into the root causes.
Oh, that's what it was. The root causes.
And she found out, like, she did discover what the root causes are. And she learned that the cause of all of the illegal immigration is that illegals keep coming over here.
Right.
That's the cause.
They pour
Good job,
over
Kamala.
the border. And then she's like, I can't stop it. I'm one person. I can't help it because they're pouring and streaming over the border illegally.
Right.
And I can't do anything about it. She's failed as the border czar. And so now she's going to do the whole kill baby czar thing. That's what she's going to do. Oh, that's nice for her. She gets to get on a bus and tour and do that. We're paying her to do that, you guys. That's great.
Well, and she's also doing interviews about freedom and how this is like the most important election ever of all time, for sure, because of democracy and freedom. Here is her latest little word salad.
We are literally talking about people who are attempting to divide our country in the most crude, frankly, and profound way. We are talking about those who are intent and purposeful to attack fundamental freedoms, be it the freedom to make a decision about your own body, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride, the freedom to be free from fear of violence and hate, the freedom to just be, the freedom to just be.
What?
These freedoms are all at stake this year.
What is she talking about?
And I think most people understand it and understand their power.
No, none of us
Elections
understand
matter. And people made the choice in 2020, and we were able to see the progress that we have achieved, and with more to do.
Your face.
And I'm counting on everybody to do what is about exercising their voice about the direction of our country.
Look at, is it Lawrence O'Donnell? Is that
Viewers of this program met you for the first time a mere 13 years ago when you were San Francisco District Attorney running statewide for the.
I mean, I just cannot with that broad. She is horrible. So this is the thing. They're losing miserably, right? I mean, we're careening off a cliff. The country is on fire. And so they're like, oh my God, Kamala, you got to get out there and start telling people that they don't have the freedom to just be. They don't have the freedom to be. So we should do that and probably have merch, you know? So they're probably gonna have merch that says the freedom to be. And they're going to sell that merch. And, you know, all the blue hairs are going to be out there going, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy the merch that says I have the freedom to be. God, these people are whack jobs.
I know.
Total
They're
whack
absolutely insane. But again, as we mentioned yesterday, John Fetterman in his recovery is becoming more and more and more reasonable. And it's a sight to behold. And so Jake Tapper was asking him about because he's had huge support for Israel. You can see the Israel flag behind him on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very outspoken about it. And so Jake Tapper was asking him about it and the fact that so many young people are so anti-Israel and what John thinks about that. And here's that exchange.
% of young voters, according to this new poll, disapprove of how President Biden is handling the Israel-Hamas war. You've been very vocal in your full support for Israel. I see the Israeli flag behind you in your office there. You've been very clearly arguing that Hamas bears responsibility for the tragedy of what's going on in Gaza. Why do you think so many younger people, especially in your party, see it differently?
I really don't know. I do know that a lot of people are getting their perspective from TikTok. And I think if you're kind of getting your perspective on the world on TikTok, it's going to tend to be kind of warped or not reflective of the history and actually the way things absolutely are. And what is very clear is that Hamas started this, and they actually broke the ceasefire, and they attacked and murdered babies, children, women, attacked a music concert and everything. It's outrageous. And from now on, it's been very clear that Israel would very much want there to be peace. But they've made it very clear that after October 7th, that's just not possible so long as Hamas is allowed to exist.
On immigration, which is a big...
He's just different now. He's like totally changing. But it's interesting because in that same interview, I don't know if you have the rest of that clip or not. Do you have more of that?
Not
clip?
the rest of that. I have a different piece of the interview where he slams Menendez in the like sneakiest way possible. I loved it
because Jake was pressing him on like his just his policies, and he does say he's like, I don't like, because you can tell that Jake is kind of annoyed that he is changing a little bit, like because I think because people like us are like, it's weird. He's talking sense. Weird. And I don't think that some Democrats like that. I don't think they're liking it. So he does say stuff like, I'm pro-choice and I'm pro-union and I'm pro the working class and I'm always going to be pro the working guy, which it's weird because I think Republicans now are more pro working class and Democrats aren't. And so he's at sort of he's on the precipice. Like the guy is he's going to have to figure out where he's going to go as he grows in politics, because I think he's going to start seeing, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but he's going to start seeing that Democrats are not aligned with some of the things he probably thinks that he's not aligned with Democrats on a lot of things. He's not.
Well, he said very clearly in the clip that he is a Democrat, but not a progressive.
Right.
And I was like, damn. I mean, even that was, I feel like a change in stance from the election.
Exactly. Totally. Without question. And so it's going to be really interesting to see where he goes in the future. Because I think a lot of people, I saw the other day on some thread, I don't even know where I was, but it's some political thread where, somebody was talking about George Carlin, and George Carlin used to say that liberals are for people. They care about people and Republicans don't. And that specific liberal who posted that clip, was like, oh yeah, that's right. Liberals care about people. I don't agree with that. And I think if George Carlin was still alive, he would see that that's not the case anymore. It's just simply not. I think that Republicans actually we care about the working class. We actually do care about people. We want people to be able to afford things. And the people who are liberals, they're the elitists now. Liberals are the elite. They represent the elite. We do not. And it's flip-flopped over the past, 50 to 60 years or whatever. I don't know how and I don't know why, but it has flip-flopped. And I think people are starting to see that. And he is one of those people who is like, okay, well, I'm not progressive. I'm, Democrat. But it'll be very interesting to see how the trajectory of his career goes, because he's not a progressive. He's not he represents the working class, and we do too.
Well, he was asked also by Jake Tapper about his health and, the recovery from the stroke. And this is where he gets the little sly dig in against Senator Menendez, who he has been very outspoken about the fact that Menendez needs to resign. And he won't, but Fetterman thinks that that's a bunch of bullcrap. And so one of the accusations against Menendez is that he had all these gold bars hidden in his mattress, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to hear in his answer to Jake about his health, you're going to hear that little dig slip in there.
It's been nice talking to you. How is your health? Obviously, you had the stroke. You had a hospitalization period. Your recovery seems to be going well, as far as I can tell from this interview. But how are you doing physically and in terms of all your recovery?
Any better, and I'd have gold bars in my mattress. Doing great.
All right.
Thanks for asking.
A reference to New Jersey Senator Mr. Menendez, who I know you've been calling for him to leave. Democratic Senator John Fetterman of the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, thank you so much.
I like how Jake is like, I got to tell people what that means because everybody's stupid out there in my audience.
Well, to be fair, there probably are a lot of stupid people.
That's true. In his audience, that's so true. That's really true, Mark.
One of the things that happened yesterday that you may or may not have seen coverage about, because of course the mainstream media doesn't like to cover this kind of stuff. But there was an insurrection at the Capitol yesterday.
Yes,
Did you
there
see
was.
that?
It was a
There was an
Hamas
insurrection.
But
Now,
you know, it's
happily, there
weird.
were 60 arrests made, which is
Okay.
the good news about this. But just to give you a little idea of what these pro-Hamas people were screaming about in the rotunda of the Capitol, here's a little piece of it.
You see that isn't the camel jacket and the green hat? It's Linda Sarsour.
Yeah, back from the day, man.
She didn't look good. She didn't look good.
She looks a little puffy.
It looks
Looks a little puffy, if you ask me.
Yeah, she does look a little bit puffy. Yeah, I would imagine that the people who were arrested, though, probably will not get the kind of jail time as the J6ers. What do you want to bet?
No. Oh, no. They were probably already released and everything's fine.
Yeah, probably.
They were accused probably of causing a minor little disturbance.
And
but
they were
not
like,
an
smack on
insurrection.
the hand. Little smack on the hand. You can go now. Be free.
Right. I think we got a couple people to thank. Alan Grattan. Thank you. Alan says, when KJP says it was so important, Biden did first thing was immigration reform. Why then didn't they do anything the first 2 years the Democrats had the Congress?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's a
They did
great
nothing.
question.
They're full because they're full of crap. That's why.
They're full of crap.
Yeah.
And Lori Mazamuro, Lori says, remember when blue hairs referred to elderly women?
Yes. Yes.
That was in the before times. That was the before times.
The way before times. Yeah.
There's also yet another example of a trans weirdo, trans activist specifically, who has now been arrested and accused of raping minors. So that's neat. Thought it would be of interest to this crowd to hear this creep's story. Here it
Now
is.
the details here. Philadelphia transgender activist identified as Kendall Stevens is now charged with sexually assaulting 2 children under the age of 13.
Gray and Shari, disturbing details. Kendall Stevens was arrested today for the rape of a minor. Sources confirm that she is the same Stevens who is a prominent LGBTQ activist in the city. The state attorney general's office filed charges tonight against 37-year-old Kendall Stevens. The charges include the indecent assault against a person less than 13 years old, rape, unlawful contact with minors, sexual offenses, and endangering the welfare of children, parent or guardian.
That we really haven't gotten historically.
Sources tell Action News the charges are in relation to the rape of 2 young boys under the age of 13. Stevens remains in custody tonight.
Oh, I denied. I still have my boy parts. And that's just more to do because to me, again, femininity on my own terms. No, not on anyone else. And that, and I would have natural women come to me sometimes and say, you just want what we got. You just want, I'm like, sweetheart, if I wanted a vagina, I would have one in 2 weeks. It'd be brand new and it'd be fully functional and I would be just fine. That's not what I want. I'm not trying to be you. I want to be me,
you'll never
in a feminine expression.
No. Okay. No, you never will be.
Disgusting.
And quit calling it a she. Put it in jail.
Gross.
Yeah.
So gross.
Put it in jail.
This clip from the Whatever podcast was making the rounds yesterday. Just cracks me up because these idiot girls want to talk to these guys about being sexist and misogynistic. And when asked very simply, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by misogyny? She loses her mind. And this breakdown happens gradually and it is glorious to watch. Like I enjoyed it. I watched
it was
with glee.
It was something to behold for sure.
But in a feminine expression.
chick next to what was the hat? What was the girl with the hat on? She was next.
It's already gone.
Did you see
It's
the
already
girl
gone.
the girl that had like I don't even know what that was, some sorcerer's apprentice hat on. And she was next. He was going to ask her a question next. It was going to be a simple question like, what is your hat? And she too was going to break down. I can't.
Can
Don't
I
ask me that
go?
question. I can't. Can I go? Because I can't be asked those questions. It's too much. I need my.
That was my favorite. I just loved
God.
watching it.
My dad left me at an early age. I can't. Oh my God, I can't.
It is time for your double Ds.
Yes. This is precious, you guys. This is a sweet old man. He's in a retirement community, and every day he goes to see this sweet old dog who is also I'm
in a
assuming,
retirement
also retired. You'll see by his gray wiggling butt. Oh my God.
And he's so fat and
he's
pudgy, and I
so
love
fat.
him.
So fat.
my
It's gonna be
God.
me. It's gonna and then here's the thing. Here's the thing that I love so much is he's so fat, and then the guy is so old. And when I sent it to Mock, when I was like, listen, I'm gonna put this into our queue tonight. And I go, what do you think about this? And she goes, his knee socks. That's the one thing that Mock pointed out to me. And this is every old man. I mean, my husband is on his way to wearing knee socks, and I love it. I find it really endearing. Every old man should wear knee socks and flip flops. It's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage, you guys. Check it out.
It's the most adorable thing to see.
Look at it.
Look at that fat butt.
Oh, he has to get up. Oh, so hard to get up.
I'm going to
God.
mute it only because of the music. And
God
we don't need the music.
bless him. God bless him. And then look at this sweet old man. He comes to see him every single day. Every morning he comes to see his old dog, the old man. I just love them. Look at his sweet knee socks. I
Oh my
just love
God.
them. How much do you love them? How much?
So much.
How much?
So much.
You want me to post my New Year's resolutions notebook pics? You guys would think I was the biggest dork if I actually showed you what my New Year's resolutions were. You would be like, wow, she's a loser. Seriously. Are they compression socks? Yes. Compression socks.
You resolve to wear compression socks? Compression knee socks in the new year?
I have compression socks, but I don't. I have some, but I don't really wear them. No, I think I had to, after my back surgery, I had some compression socks. Long time ago, I had those, and I kept some for.
I kept some after my stroke to fly with.
Oh yeah, you got to have them. After the age of 50, you have to buy stuff like that just to have it. You just never know.
Right.
Never know when you're going to need it. It's good. Some designs on there. It's always good. Cute little compression socks. Anyways, I thought that was a cute little double D. But
oh my God, so precious.
Maybe posting my New Year's resolutions and insiders on my page. I'll think about doing that to inspire.
Ina Richards, I think, or is it Ina? I'm not sure. Thank you so much. She asks if RNC Chair Ronna McDaniel commented about the Colorado decision yet. If she did, I did not see it.
She's too busy at her Botox appointment. She's too busy.
She's too busy at what appointment?
At her Botox appointment. She's too busy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, if you haven't taken advantage of the ginormous bedding sale at mypillow.com/chicks, make sure you do that. Stock up on pillows, stock up on blankets, travel size pillows, comforters, all the bedding that you could ever want is on massive sale right now at mypillow.com/chicks. Don't forget to use code chicks, because that is what will get you the best discounts. It is now time for some MyPillow talks. And first, we have this woman who has the same talent for small talk that I do. And here she goes.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme? Have you ever gone to Krispy Kreme? Was it crispy?
No.
No.
Yeah, right.
That's literally me.
That is
I have no talent for that.
I'm more of the one of the two of us where I'm the small talker, and then Mock will just stand next to me, and I just do all the small talk. Isn't that weird?
She is so good at it, you guys.
It's
so
like,
good.
I don't know if I'm so good at it, but I just tend to be the one of the two of us that does that. And then
I just can't. I do not have it in me.
And then you stand by and you're like, "Are there any donuts? Are there any donuts here?" That's what That's what you do. Which is interesting that clip was about donuts.
I know.
It's
That's
interesting.
totally, that's my level of small talk.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this dog clearly got into some stuff that he was not supposed to.
Did you chew up this pillow? Huh?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. There was no pillow.
What? Why do you think I did it?
I didn't do it. God, I love dogs.
Oh my God. And I love monkeys. I'm so hoping that we see monkeys on our trip to Costa Rica.
We're going to see a lot of them.
This fellow found a monkey who wanted to wash his hands. This is so precious. Look at this. I'm muting it.
Oh my God.
It's the music. He's like, I'm going to take care of your hands. I got you.
He's washing the man's
bit
hands?
of. Well, in a minute. First, he's drinking. He's using the man's hands as a water receptacle, but now he's washing them because he drank out of them and he wants to be polite.
That's actually very sweet. All right, that's sweet. I'll give you that. I mean, it's like, listen, in 10 minutes, he's probably going to rip his genitals off, but still, right now, he's being really sweet before he rips his genitals off. That's so sweet.
Rip his genitals off.
That's what chimpanzees do. I mean, I'm not lying. That's what they do, you guys. They rip genitals off and they steal babies.
Also,
but that's
never when I saw that, then I ended up getting fed through the algorithm some other like nature wildlife expert type of people, and I think it's called a hand pan. Have you ever heard a hand pan?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It is the most beautiful sounding instrument that I do not understand how people play it, but I wanted to show it because I thought if I'm new to this, there's probably a lot of people who've never seen this before either.
Never heard of that.
It's so gorgeous. Watch how he plays this.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. You're going to learn to play one, aren't you?
I told you one.
She's going to play her hand pan in South Carolina in her compression socks. You're going to be in your compression socks playing your hand pan. That's so you. I so can see that.
I don't remember why I saved this, but I think it's funny and I just don't remember why. Oh, yes, I do. I remember. This is about what are those monitor lizards? It's a monitor lizard, the giant lizard.
I don't know.
You have to watch this guy.
Okay, here's a quick lesson so that you don't make the mistake that these people are about to make. That is an Asian water monitor lizard.
What?
If you ever encounter one of these, you need to be able to read its body language and mannerisms and what it's about to do right here. This is how a lizard says, look at my hat. All it wants you to do at this point is compliment its hat.
Your hat is nice.
And you'll notice these people don't do it. And it does just swim away, but it will remember this.
Oh my God.
You're just supposed to compliment the
nice
hat, you guys.
Nice hat, lizard man. It's nice.
Okay, so you know that we always name our meet and greets Camp Tono after the sweet, sweet, sweet little girl who could not pronounce the word ice cream.
Camp Tono.
Camp Tono.
Yes.
We have a new mispronouncing precious angel.
God, where is she?
Look
I
at
see
her.
I've been wanting to see.
Did you eat your avocado?
Oh.
Avocado. Yeah, say avocado. Yeah, avocado.
Love her. I want her in my life. Avocado. God, I love her.
That wasn't the cutest thing you ever saw.
She was not the most precious little girl I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Anyway, those are your talks for today.
Those were really, really good. I have gifts, you guys, so we should bring it in.
Yes.
And I have a
and
few
let me
gifts.
just thank Catherine Klett Gamble. Thank you very much for that super sticker. Appreciate that. I haven't even looked at locals. Okay, we're good with locals. Everything is working. We're good. Okay. Yes.
Mutilating blast said her estrogen spiked. I don't listen. My ovaries haven't been working in quite some time, and I think
I do have ovaries, but they haven't worked in a long time.
I think one just started working just a second ago. It just turned back on. Okay, we're bringing it in. It's really good. Okay, all right. I have some stuff. So let me start with Kathy Mills Burns, who I will point out, Kathy Mills Burns and I are sorority sisters. We didn't go to the same college, but we're both Alpha Chi Omegas.
Okay, let me make sure that I have all of my stuff as well. Okay.
Kathy Mills Burns. Kathy Mills Burns. Okay, so she gave me this. The smelly good
Is
stuff.
it butter rum? Is it rum butter or butter rum?
This one is, let me see, make sure I get, it's apple dumpling. I think you got butter rum. I got apple dumpling.
I got butter rum.
Now, she also gave me 3 Musketeers. I got 2 gigantic 3 Musketeers and Goo Goo clusters, which have already been half eaten. So you can't give me those things and expect me to like hold on to them because I can't.
No, I don't think she did.
I really like this thing that plugs in. I really, really like that. I love these things. So I'm going to plug that in like immediately after the show. I just wanted to show it to you. And I love plugging that stuff in too. Okay. Kim Poole, I got also Reese's, the Reese's Pieces, which I don't know if you guys know this, but Reese's Pieces are some of my favorite. Love them. Anything peanut butter, I'm all about. And then I got Hugs, those like Hugs, the Kisses Hugs. Love those. They're already in a dish out there too. Because anytime you give me chocolate, I'm going to eat it. You know what I mean? I can't hold on to it, you guys. I got a Sonic gift card for Tots.
Nice.
You guys, I love my Sonic gift cards. And then I got this little ornament, which is Naked Cat.
Oh my gosh, it's a
love my naked cat. And so I got a really sweet card, and thank you so much for that. And then Shannon McCain, I got my balls coasters that you got the other day, and my sweet ornaments from Shannon McCain, and a really lovely card. And then we got an inappropriate notepad, which I love.
Yes,
from Vicky Ricker in Tucson.
Vicky Rickers. Did you get this pen too?
It says
that said fresh outta.
Right. I got a red. Yes. I got one that says fresh outta, but mine's red. Mine's red. I love it. I got that. I love that. And then this, you guys, the air freshener. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is from Janine in Massachusetts. Like, I cannot with this. Look at the air freshener, you guys. Can you stand it? Like, I'm seriously going to hang that in my car. People are going to be like, what is
so great.
that? I love it. Like, where do you get this stuff?
I know. Oh my
and
God.
then I
It's
got
so great.
a really great, lovely letter from Judy. And Judy Udally. I think that's how you say your last name. Judy Udally. Lovely, lovely card. Really sweet card from Sandy Kay and Brenda Murphy too. So lovely, lovely cards from you guys. I love getting all the cards from everybody. So nice. I don't think I forgot anybody. And then I'm going to go again today to my post office. So
I need to go again too, because I keep getting notices.
I know. So thank you guys so much for everything.
And then I also want to thank CJ Bowser for her card, John Stevenson for sending his little book, and then Dana, our friend Dana Spain, who's coming to Costa Rica with us. I can't actually show the present.
The inappropriate
I'll
mug
try
that
to
she gave.
show, maybe if I do it like this.
It's an inappropriate
She
mug.
sent a mug that ends up
inappropriate.
reading inappropriately.
Right.
And so she was like, even happy people need to have an attitude sometimes.
Right.
So that's what she said. Thank you, Dana. Thank you very much for that. I think, yes, because you thanked Vicky and Janine for the air freshener and for the
thank you
effing pads.
guys.
So yeah, I think we're good.
Yes. People are like, I want the air freshener. I don't know where
love
she got
it. I
those. I have
love
no
that.
idea. It's just so cute. So you guys, thank you so much. I can't believe it's already Wednesday, right? We've got 2 more shows this week, 2 more shows. And then also I wanted to remind you, and I'll tell you again on Friday, but our producer is going to put together some best of shows and stuff while we're gone. So you will have some chicks while we're gone because our producer is Valen is awesome. And she's going to put together some stuff, and I'll be telling you more about that. We will this week, I'd say this week, tomorrow and Friday, just to kind of let you know what she's going to have in store for you. But there will be some chicks while you're gone. It won't just be radio silent for sure. But she'll be putting some stuff out there, some best of, some other stuff. So you have some of us while we're away. So there you go.
Yes.
All right.
And then and we'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So after Friday's show, it won't be until January 8th that we'll be live streaming.
Right.
So we'll try to remind people tomorrow and Friday as well. But
but there will be some content out there. There will definitely be some content, just not like the daily content like this, but there will be stuff put out there every day. So you will have some best of and things like that. So Astrid's not in here. You guys got your flap earlier.
You got 2 flaps. We got 2 flaps.
Consider that your flap. And you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.